even even after having two really bad days like that, I mean, I really kind of dug my heels in, and I could have probably done better, but I really was like, you can't waste these, like, you still have to do something. I don't care, like, I guess I celebrated even small wins. I still like got up and let my daughter do my hair. Like, that's why my hair is down. It's all straight now. So, and that's it's like a 2-hour process. Um, and I only do that process twice a year because it's just so long and it's harsh on your hair and all these different things. And I really didn't want to do it. I kept putting it off, putting it off, putting it off. And she'd come to me and she's like, Mom, did you want me to do your hair tonight? Do you want me to do your hair tonight? And even after having two really bad days, after I start feeling better, I finally sat down and said, okay, just let's get it over with and do it. So I still was able to accomplish a few things this week and look at them as wins for the week, despite what had happened. I will have to say I did a lot of I don't want to say research because I hate that word, but I did watch videos on just like the breathing techniques and the meditation videos. And I looked up some exposure videos because some days I feel so desperate. I feel like I'm not doing enough or I'm not doing anything. And I realized how much I am going to hate that. That
Hey,
seems
what?
like exposure type stuff, because even Angela was like, okay, since the car was an issue for you the last couple days, get in the car and drive around the neighborhood. Get in the car and drive to the CVS on the corner and come back and do different things. And I think where I get a little confused is, I think right now, if you told me, go sit in your car, okay, I'd be fine with that. That I would have no anxiety with that because I know I'm not going anywhere. Even if you said, go get in the car and drive down the block to CVS, I think I'd be fine with that. But the minute you say, okay, go get in the car and drive to the gym, then I start having issues. And it's really weird because sometimes I have issues, sometimes I don't. It is literally a 50-50 toss up. So I want to say I did some things, even though I didn't want to, and even though I knew they were going to be hard. And I had to work very hard to get past, you did those things, but you didn't do more. I really worked hard on not thinking about or saying the second half of that statement.
So what's the statement? Is like, you did these things, but you didn't do enough.
Right. So I had to consciously stop myself from giving any validity to the second half of that sentence. So I was aware of it. I also don't think I have a grasp on the concept of accepting your anxiety. Because I do a horrible job. The minute it starts, I feel like I do a horrible job of accepting it. I try. I sit there and I tell myself all the things. Come on, bring it on to me. Whatever. We're going to just sit here together. You're going to feel sick. As long as you're going to feel sick, you're just going to sit here in it. Or you're going to get up and you're going to walk around and you're going to you're going to let your heart race and you're going to feel it. I did all that this week. I did some exercise that made my heart race, just because that seems like that's the trigger, but because I knew that I had induced that, it was easy to not let it trigger me. But if I'm sitting there and I'm doing my computer work and then it starts, that will trigger me, even though it's the same feeling one way or the other. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, so what I'm understanding from what you're saying is that when you practiced feeling the feeling of panic and anxiety, and you wanted to even blow it up, like to make it bigger so that you can figure out, then you were in control of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt more manageable.
Right.
And it's like, oh, it can be big, but I can manage big, because
Mm-hmm.
you are focusing on feeling the feeling of anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Versus when you're in your computer and all of a sudden it comes to you, you're not prepared for it. So it takes all your power and it controls your entire thinking,
Yes.
doing, and it stops you because
Yes.
it came without advertisement. It came without letting you know, it just came.
Right.
And
Right.
it's like, it took you out of the blue. It's like,
Yeah.
where did this come from? Well, something is triggering it, right? And and I have two things that they're coming to me. So what I'm hearing you say that went well is that you were able to even blow everything that has been triggering you. The digestion, like the gluten, is like it's funny because you also allowed yourself finally to get your hair done, even if it was gonna take 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You finally pretended that anxiety to take care of control of it. You allowed yourself to eat the worst gluten because you were told that you were at the borderline of a major illness,
Mm-hmm.
right? And notice that this week was all about being naughty.
Yeah.
So you were naughty in all those ways. You broke all the rules, which is brilliant. You did amazing work. You did so much more than you think you did.
Mm-hmm.
You did, like, not only did you do your makeup and your hair, but you went and you forced yourself to create those situations. So now it's like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought.
It was bad. It
Well,
wasn't bad. Like Thursday and Friday were the worst. Like now, Thursday, I did not want to go to work at all. I was sitting here to the last minute. I had a slight headache. And now Thursday, I am proud of because I did not want to go. And finally, I just said, get up, get your shoes on, get out the house. And it ended up being a horrible day. It really did. But it was a horrible day because I was doing something that was difficult. But I didn't take the easy way out and just sit at home because I really wanted to that day. And it's no coincidence that that ended up being a horrible ride there and a horrible ride home because I sat there for all the hours thinking, oh, I have this drive home coming up and I hope it's not like the drive here. And it was actually 10 times worse, so Thursday was a good day and it was an awful, all in the same time, so yeah, Friday was bad. It was to the point where my husband had to hold me up. He walked me, it was late that night, about 10 o'clock, and it was really cold here. He walked me outside and he goes, you're going to stand here until you take 10 deep breaths of this cold air. So it'll help you stop freaking out. That's how I spent Friday night. So I will say I got through it and it was bad. I haven't had it that bad in a long time. But I guess we're supposed to celebrate the time in between you have them.
Well, what I'm hearing is like what made Thursday? So you did go to work on Thursday,
Yes, I forced myself to go and I did not want to go. I didn't even want to leave the house.
on Thursday,
Right.
and Friday you forced yourself again.
No, Friday, I was at home and I was still not feeling good from Thursday, just kind of that residual adrenaline
Ah,
kind of coming down. And then on Friday, out of nowhere, it just kicked up and my heart started racing. And then it was just like you let a wet, slippery pig out the barn. And it was just running all over for like 2 or 3 hours. And then
mm,
I was finally able to calm back down again, but I didn't sleep well that night. So Saturday I got up, I was groggy. It took me a lot to get moving. And then it was probably Saturday afternoon before I was able to get my motor going again. I did pretty good with eating through all of this. Yesterday, I did not eat well because my stomach was hurting. And like I said, now that I think about it, I really think it's just all the gluten catching up with me. And yesterday, I hardly ate anything at all. So I got up this morning and I have a black tea with some gut relief in it, like to start cleaning out my gut again. I'm gonna start back over because I've learned my lesson.
mm. Yeah, so I hear you say like I learned my lesson. Sometimes like we need to be naughty with ourselves and break all those rules. We have to break up in order like pretend for example, if you have a boyfriend that you hate, but you fear breaking up with him because
Mhm.
there's something and like what will he say?
Right.
And then he says, you know what? I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
Hmm.
How do you feel?
Horrible. You feel like I should have broken up with you a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. So it allows you to break up with him much faster, much easier, right?
I see what you're saying.
It's
I
like
see what you're
they
saying.
had to push your triggers so that you could take action to break up with what was making you feel so bad.
Got it. So like the last few months, as I've been playing with the eating bad, it finally caught up to me and it finally said, I hate you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have broke up with you 2 months ago when I started eating gluten again, you know. But I really saw the difference in how I feel. I had kind of slacked off of taking my supplements. I did get the omega from doTERRA. I finally got that in, and I just take a teaspoon and I put it in my protein shake. I found a really good protein shake that I like, that I made, that I will drink. And I just put the omega 3s and my ashwagandha and my adrenal support in there. And I drink that throughout the day because it is so high protein that I try to spread it out throughout the day. So I'm not protein loading in the morning. Plus, I can't drink a lot on my stomach. My stomach, I mean, I'm only 4'10". I just don't think I have a big stomach. I just don't drink and eat a lot. I never have my whole life. But I think I found kind of the key on how I'm going to have to do it. I make like a 16-ounce shake and I drink it throughout the day. And it probably has like 30 or 40 grams of protein in just that shake
Hmm.
because it's got oatmeal, it's got Roundup oatmeal, a boost, and a scoop of protein powder that goes in there with it. So it's between 30 and 40 grams just in that one shake.
Yeah. Hold on, let me get my cat is trying to get over my things. Okay. Sorry. All over is like, pay attention to me. It's like just like your gut right there, right? It's like
Yeah.
you're not paying enough attention. So eat it all
Mm-hmm.
so that you can really feel me.
Yeah.
And you knew exactly where it's hitting, like you know where it's stuck, which
Mm-hmm.
is beautiful because now you know it's like, oh, one, it helps you kind of, your body is like recognize, okay, what is good, what is not, and
Mm-hmm.
locate exactly where it is. So you can pinpoint, oh, now you have a relation. Now you have created a relationship. So you want to break up with it,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to understand it before you break up. So you became so curious and naughty and doing all these things, but this is kind of, okay, finally you can start letting go of that because it's like, it does not really suit me. So why will I choose to eat it
Right.
anyway,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you were testing the waters, and a little testing was not really working because you were
Mm-hmm.
not identifying. So you need to do the big thing to really make you feel so sick. And also with COVID and also with your big panic attack. Finally, you got it all over. Like now it's part of the past. It's like, so what do you need to let go of now?
Well, I need to let, even though it's part of the past, I have to let go of that part. Like I wish I could not even think about it anymore. Any of it. Like, you know how they say that you're not sick, you're not broken, you're not any of that. You do feel that. You do feel like, okay, what do I need to fix about myself? You almost treat yourself like you have a terminal disease. I have to get past that. Even though it's in the past, now in my mind, I have to get past it. Yes, I've moved through it. I have probably 85-90% of my energy back. But in my mind, I'm still in the past and I'm still slowing myself down. I've got to get rid of the thoughts about it and how bad it was or how it stopped me from doing this and all those different things. I feel like my body's ready to move on. I just got to get my mind to catch up with it.
Okay, cool. So what is it that you want? Getting back with all these things, it's like, what is it? Like, define, what do you want?
I guess right now my thought or goal for the week would be, if I had like a mantra for the week, it would be moving forward, move on. I think that's the last few days I've been striving to do that. How can I get myself now to push forward? You felt the stuff, you're starting to feel better. Now what's the next? Let's do let's move on from that. Because that has been my life for like the last 2 months. I haven't really been feeling great for the last 2 months.
Yeah. And what would you see with this moving on? So what would I see different? What will let you know that you're there?
Definitely noticing and how my body feels physically. Getting back into my daily rituals that kind of give me that comfort. Doing all the things, that make me feel comfortable. It would also probably look like challenging myself to do things that I know I need to do, and even things I want to do.
Okay, so let's talk about those things that you want to do. What are those things?
I think initially I want to be more mobile. I want to move around. I want to exercise more. I want to kind of reincorporate myself back into the household. Cooking dinners, that I was going through a time where I was cooking dinner every night. I wasn't just sitting and being stagnant. I want to do that.
Okay, so exercise, cooking dinner. So moving on means you seeing yourself exercising more often, you seeing yourself cooking more often. What else?
It's really weird. I have a love-hate relationship with Tuesdays because I have to get up earlier than I normally do, because the housekeepers come at 9 o'clock and I'm not a morning person. And I know that I have to meet with you at 11. I'm usually sitting in my bed till 10 or 11. But on Tuesdays, I get up around 8 or 8:30 because they have to be there at 9. So I love Tuesdays because I feel like I get so much more stuff done. So I would like to see more days in my week look like a Tuesday. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
So more scheduled things to do that are like pushing you out of your comfort zone
Yeah.
to do the things without being like forcing. It's like, oh, I like this and I want to do this. And there's
Right.
something that is triggering me to do it. Okay.
Even though it's hard and I don't really like it because I'm lazy and I've never been a morning person, like, I don't think it's a coincidence that Tuesdays and Wednesdays are very productive days, because, I've gotten up, I've met with you, I've got some energy going, I've got some goals set. So I do good on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I would
Mm.
like to see more days where I don't sit in the bed until 10 or 11 o'clock.
Okay. 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 And why is this so important?
I don't like feeling, nobody has said that I'm lazy, but I don't like to feel like people think I'm lazy. Like, I'm a big actions speak louder than words person. I say that to my husband, I say that to my kids. But, and I know that they know that I take care of the household, I pay the bills, I do the grocery shop and all these different things, plan the meals. But I feel like sometimes I wonder, do they think I'm lazy? Because I do sit a lot throughout the day. And I've noticed I get a lot of my housework and my exercise, I get that done when I'm here alone. It's like I'm so bored. I'm forced to do my chores.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is like, this is important for you so people don't think you're lazy. So for people not to say or think that you're lazy, what will having that do for you? Like, what will having that not seeing people you as lazy, what will that do for you?
Honestly, I don't know, because I don't know if people see me as that. It may be me seeing myself as that. So I really don't know how. I mean, part of me, I know, I mean, I get my stuff done that I need to get done for the most part, but I just always hope that nobody else sees me that way. So I don't know how that would feel because
But
I personally don't feel like I'm lazy.
yeah, and you mentioned that what you want is like you want to see yourself in more motion, moving on.
Now that I
And
do,
and
I mean, I would love to get into a routine where I get up and I'm like all these other moms that I see in their workout stuff and they're taking walks around the lake and they're doing all the stuff. I love to. I'm just
okay,
not yet.
yeah. And what will that do for you? What will having that moving like all these exercises and doing like all your stuff, feeling productive, what will that do for you?
Two things. I think one, motion generates more motion as far as exercise. You know, like once you start doing it, your body almost craves it. Um, just like water and just like eating healthy. When you start doing it, your body craves it and it wants to keep going. So I think that'll be one positive if I can get myself up and going, you know. I think once I start, I'll get going. Also, it's definitely healthier to be moving rather than um, be having a sedentary lifestyle. And I'm also finding that exercise, it almost helps cure all those other issues that I'm having. It helps my metabolism. And if I help my metabolism, then I want to eat more. Then if I want to eat more, I can get it, you know, I have more room and more all that to get in my proteins and all my good foods. So it's almost kind of like a trickle down effect. So I'm like, okay, well, if I can get to step one, all the other steps become easier. So
Mhm.
that's what I would like to see from that.
Okay, so you want to move on, like get into yourself in motion, and that will help you with all the other body systems in order
Yes.
for you to kind of, oh, there's no even room to worry about the past because like you're moving on so fast, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
staying busy. Like I notice like if I'm sitting here and I'm alone and like let's say I don't really feel good and one of my kids calls me like FaceTimes me from the gym and we start talking about gym stuff and we're doing all that, the anxiety level kind of goes down and I might still feel it there, but I have to push. It's almost like an exposure. I have to push through it because I've got to focus on this conversation I'm having with them. So it's like my mind is focusing on something else. I'm staying busy. I got to stay busy because
mhm.
how I am now is not how I was 20 years ago. You know,
Oh,
I was very active. I had lots of little kids and I had a gym I was running. I asked my daughter the other day, I said, how did I used to do this? Oh my goodness.
yeah, yeah. We forget how we can do it, but things start getting in the way, and then we start creating some stories about things. So when will you want to feel like that?
You mean when do I want to start doing that? Or
No,
like,
when will you want to see yourself doing all these, oh, being productive, like when you were in your 20s, it's like doing without even thinking.
yeah,
When?
I would like to see myself like that all day, every day. That might be a tall order, but I just want to get into a habit where it's second nature. It's natural for me to focus on all the things that I have to do throughout the day rather sitting there doing nothing, thinking about all the things I'm not doing.
Okay, so when will you want to see yourself like that?
If I could do it today, I would do it today.
Okay, today, and so it is.
Oh, okay.
Today is the day. And where?
I can do it here at home.
Okay, here at home. So that means like you're exercising and movement and them. And with
Yeah.
whom do you want it? With whom do you want, yeah, this?
I don't know. I kind of like to do stuff on my own. When it comes to like exercising and stuff, but like when it's nice out and I go on walks around the lake, I usually go with my husband.
Okay, so you can do it on your own or with your husband. So you want it to start today, and you can easily do it at home and sometimes alone and with your husband.
Mhm.
So what will others see about you when you get all this achieved?
They'll probably be like, they won't be surprised. I think they'll just be supportive, because when I say they won't be surprised, it's because that's kind of like the old me. They're used to seeing me do a lot of things and be very active, but they know that over the last few years I've been struggling with it. So I think they'll just be happy and supportive for it, but they'll be like, oh, okay, old mom is back, rather than being shocked by it. I don't think they will be shocked by it.
Hmm. Old mom is back. Beautiful. So what will you notice, like in your surroundings, in your body, in like everything around you? What will you notice that is different from now?
Well, physically, I hope to see a lot of changes. I feel like I look like, I mean, like when I'm on FaceTime, because I FaceTime almost every day, and I look at myself, I feel like I look like a 75-year-old woman, like just because I've lost so much weight, and I feel like my face, I hate how I look. So physically, I hope I look more healthy and more my age. You know, I hope I look like I'm in my 40s and not my 70s. Um, I think that if I can focus on doing other things and staying busy and keeping my mind moving, I think that my thought process will be clearer and more focused on the task at hand and on progress and on the positives, rather than sitting doing nothing, thinking about what I should be doing.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So what has stopped you from doing that?
Honestly, how I physically feel. I think it's a vicious cycle. I think my mental affects my physical, but the minute my physical starts up, everything shuts down. I hate feeling whatever I am feeling at the moment. Um, and I don't know why. I I almost feel like I can get the thoughts and the mind stuff under control as long as the physical stuff isn't there. If my stomach isn't hurting, if I'm not nauseated, if I don't have a headache, I feel like I'm good to go. I feel like I have the energy, I can focus on something else. But the minute, and I know subconsciously that it's the mental that's making the physical. So I'm saying that in jest. I'm saying it's the physical. I know where it roots from, but if one thing is wrong with me, or I can feel a little something, I shut down. I'm done. So I think that's what's been stopping me, is the physical feelings, sensations, symptoms, whatever you want to call it, that stops me in my tracks. And then the brain takes over. Then I sit there and I'm trying to figure out, why am I this? How can I get it to stop? I think I've physically not been feeling good for so long, since December 2017, that it's almost like every day I wake up and you're like, okay, what's going to hurt today? What is it going to be today? Am I going to be able to eat today? Is it going to be the nausea? Is it going to be my stomach? Is it going to be my toenail? What is it going to be today? So I've gotten so conditioned that something is going to bother me that day, that I literally body scan all day long. I check in with my body all day long. And I think there's probably things that happen to me that happen to everybody else, little normal aches and pains that you guys or other people ignore. They don't even notice it. But me, it stops me in my tracks.
Thank you.
So I think that's what's stopping me, is actually the physical part of it, not the mental part.
Okay. And if this were no longer something that would stop you, who else might be affected if you follow through to all this movement?
Oh, everybody would be affected. My family, my employees. I think I'd be such a more effective boss. I think I have a second business that it's going, but oh my gosh, it would shoot through the roof if I actually pushed it. If I made it's very loose. Employees can come, they can tell me when they want to come work, all these different things. But I think if I was on my game, I would push them to be on their game. And that business would be just as profitable and important as my gym. So, oh my gosh, everybody would be affected by that.
Okay, so thank you. So everything will like shine and be so much brighter and so much by you taking action on taking action. Right?
Yes.
So I want to do a little exercise, and I want you to tell me everything that you want. Let's write it down, and I want you to write it down, and do you have a pen and paper?
Yes, ma'am.
So I want you, because when you write, it's magical. So write down, and you can say it out loud while you're writing. Write all the phrases of the things that you want. And I want you to also write, like, I want to be in movement, but, and write it down. Write whatever is the but afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying.
So what is it that you want?
Okay. Oh man, where's the my pen? And it got ink all over me.
Oh man.
Let me see. I'm sure I have another pen in here. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Here's another pen.
Or, yeah, you can write 5 phrases or tell me 5 phrases, and then this is an exercise that I want you to continue afterwards.
Okay, so what
is it that you want?
Do I want?
You
Okay,
said
I want so moving on.
So, but go further like that. Like, I do more specific. What is it that you want?
Moving on with letting go of the past.
That's too much. Okay, let's do just very concrete. What is it that you want? You want to see yourself exercising every day, right?
Oh, okay. So
So I want to
exercise
exercise every day,
every day,
but
but I lack motivation.
okay. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to eat healthy. But physical sensations stop me. And that's true. Like
We don't
literally.
need to make it necessarily true. So what is it
Okay.
really that is like,
I think that's it. The physical sensations stop me. Like on days where I'm, not nauseated or whatever I put in my mouth, if it doesn't like the texture or it doesn't coat my throat weird or make me feel weird, or if I feel like I'm not going to choke on it, I eat great.
okay, so I want to eat healthy, but my physical sensations stop me. Okay,
Yes.
write another one.
I want to feel healthy. But I don't exercise.
Okay. Beautiful. Another one.
I want to be more productive in business, but but I think that is attributed to motivation as well. I find all other things to do except my work. I think, but I think I lack motivation there again too, because I know that just on the surface and getting stuff done, I have people that are getting it done, but they're not me. They can't get it done like me. So I think it could be, my businesses could be more productive if it wasn't just coasting. I'll say that it's coasting by. We're doing good, but I think if I was there and I could hold other people accountable and do all those things, I think it would be better.
Okay, so I want to be more productive in business, but I lack
motivation. Okay, here's a good one. I want to be more loving, but my anger stops me.
Okay. So now I want you to, let's rewrite each one of these, because the way you're processing is a little bit different than I thought, but it's whatever works for you. So we want to reframe all these sentences to help you. So
Okay.
I want to exercise every day, but I lack motivation. Are you demotivated person?
Sometimes I think like okay, perfect example. With my business today, we got a new loan offer to take out a loan and we could take care of some of the things we need to take care of. Well, that was great motivation. I'm ready. Like when I get off this call, I got work to do, like now I can go and I got to sit down and figure out what I'm going to use this money for. So yeah, I'm real motivated when it comes to that. So it's almost like the situation has to be right for me to want to give it my energy or my time or my effort. And that sounds horrible when you're a business owner, but I'm just stuck in such a nasty place. Or I was stuck.
Awesome. You were stuck. Today is the day of the change. You decided today is the day to change. So I want to exercise every day and I am motivated.
Okay.
So write it down. So it's like a new mantra affirmation for you.
Right.
I want to exercise every day and I am motivated.
Okay.
Now let's go with number 2. I want to eat. Well, you read it.
I want to eat healthy, but physical sensations stop me.
Okay, so how can you change it? Instead of but, put it and.
And physical sensations won't stop me?
No. Will keep me going.
Okay.
Right? I want to eat healthy and physical sensations will keep me going because you will know it's like, oh, because you know you're in movement. You know that everything is feeling good. Does it make sense to you?
Yes.
So you're focusing on those physical sensations are letting you know that like, I'm moving. I am taking action and getting healthier.
Yeah. Because I almost think about it now, like yesterday as the day was ending and I knew I hadn't really eaten much. I was making myself eat. And as I was eating, I was just like, well, this food is it's gonna give me calories. It's gonna make me feel better. And I just can't deal with how bad I'm feeling. It's almost like I'm gonna feel bad one way or the other. So I might as well feel bad with the food in my stomach than not.
Exactly. So those physical sensations are telling you that you are in movement, that you are doing something, that you are eating something versus not eating.
And they'll eventually go away, right? These have to go away.
Oh, of course, but you're creating a new relationship. So they have to be there for you to notice. You need to create until you get it so off your system that, oh, now what am I going to pay attention to that is wonderful, right? So we're moving
It's
off.
like that annoying little gnat that's buzzing around you and then you don't pay attention to it anymore and it flies away.
Yeah, exactly. The same way. So these physical sensations are letting you know that you're moving on. So let's go to the next one. I want to feel healthy, but
I want to feel healthy and exercise will.
I get to exercise.
And yes, and I get to exercise. I want to be more productive in business. And I am motivated.
Yay. Beautiful.
Woo. I want to be more loving. And
Yeah. And
I know that I don't want to change it to a negative.
no. Yeah. I want to be more loving and
That's difficult because anger stops me is the negative.
and I'm hungry for more love.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I want you to write these affirmations and say to, like, put them in different places all and so that you can say them at least 3 times a day. And if you can record your voice saying this affirmation so that you can listen to them even better, because your brain is kind of, you're changing your subconscious mind to change it in a different way so that you can start listening to yourself speaking in a different way.
Right.
Instead of the but, you're adding. So we're multiplying. You're becoming more abundant in your mindset versus constricted with not being able to, like, think about all the beautiful business and productivity and exercise. You were just thinking about the sensations that make you feel bad, right? So I want to touch base really quickly because we're almost done with the time, but today is all about slowing down and noticing the things. So making you feel better. Where did I put that? Oh. So today is all about, like, the stress response. When we're highly stressed, what happens is the body is in fight or flight mode. And it's ready to attack, it's ready to defend itself. So your body since 2000, you said 2017, has been on fight or flight and reaction. And when that happens, the body is filled with cortisol, which is the stress hormone, which shuts down all the organs so that it has the energy to defend. Okay? So you have been defending yourself, even from yourself, all through these years. So today we're breaking up with that stress.
Okay.
And we are making up, like having sex almost, making up with your loving Mickey that is. And very simple. So I said the stress shuts down. So we cannot have stress. We cannot have, like, do you know about the parasympathetic system and the sympathetic system?
Yes.
Okay, so if one is on, the other one cannot be on.
Right.
It's shut down like the light bulb, right? It's like light switch. So what are the functions of each one of these? Hold on. So what does the sympathetic system do? It is a stress response. It shuts the digestion so that it has the energy. It shuts the metabolism, right? And it shuts the fat burning. So the very few calories that you're able to consume, you're burning it 100 times more because of the stress. How are you going to get those calories in and keep them in? Because you're burning them as Like the time that you're eating them, they're burnt already.
Right.
So, okay, so that's on all the time. So now the parasympathetic system is responsible for the feel and heal.
Mm-hmm.
So your sensations will tell you that you're healing, right? All your
Hmm.
sensations will now let you know, oh, you're healing, you're making progress, you're moving on.
Right. I try to tell myself, like, if my heart starts racing, that that's actually good for your heart because it's pumping faster and harder as if you were exercising. And it's almost like giving your heart a workout. So so that it doesn't like panic me or scare me, I try to look at it and say, okay, it's getting a little exercise right now, that it probably so desperately needs. That's why they made that hit program where you work out really, really fast and you get your heart rate up and then you slow down and then you do it again, and to like strengthen your heart. So I had been starting to tell myself that when it does that, it's working out because it needs to be worked out and it's not something to be scared of.
And because you're not moving your body, it has to work out in a certain way. So it's
Right.
doing it on its own, involuntarily,
Right.
because you're not creating the space for it.
Right.
And how fast does a loving heart pump?
You mean like the beats
Like,
per minute?
just envision a loving
Oh.
heart. Is it subtle or is it pumping?
Well, I know the scientific answer for that.
Well, what is your intuitive answer for that?
Well, I would think that a loving heart would beat at a steady pace.
Yeah.
And it would just, like if I had to give it a number, I'd say like 70 and not 120.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so it's more settled.
Yes.
So parasympathetic system is a feel and heal, the rest and digest, the metabolism goes up, and the fat burning goes up.
Okay.
Which for your case, like fat burning, yes, you want to burn fat the right way. You don't not like you want to be able to store enough fat to be able to burn it, to consume enough calories to burn it, to give you the energy. Because
Right.
burning the fat means you're exhaling energy to move on. Okay. So very simple things. What would you say are your three biggest stressors?
Ooh, finances, relationships, and my health.
Okay, and okay. So when you think about those stressors, what happens?
Health for sure sends me over the roof. Relationships, I can usually manage them. I can, it makes me feel a certain way, but I've learned to let some things go when it comes to that. And I've learned to fight for some when it comes to that. Finances, I'm getting better. I used to be horrible, like, oh my gosh, you're getting gas. Like that's $5 we don't have, like finances used to really stress me out. But now I'm kind of learning to go with the flow. It's either there or it's not. I mean, you either pay the bill or you don't. And as long as you're managing your money correctly, then there's not much more you can do.
Okay, so yeah, you said relationships, finances, and health. And what would you say are your three biggest relaxers?
Ooh. Is it weird to say that I feel so good and so happy and so relaxed when I pay my bills? I mean, I know I've heard other people say that, but like literally, I'm on cloud nine when I know that for the next 3 weeks, I don't have to worry about paying for something. So I know that's weird, but that gives me so much happiness, to be honest. Um, I also feel very happy and relaxed when my family and my kids are happy and I know that they're taken care of, they're doing what they need to do with their lives, they're being successful and productive, that they're happy. That makes me happy. And it relaxes me because then that eases my mind that they're taking care of their business too. I mean, I have adult children, and when I know that they're in a good place, then you're not going to never stop worrying about them, but it brings your stress level down.
Mhm.
Um, and I guess the last thing that just relaxes me is when I feel like I've done what I needed to do that day, I've taken care of my business, and I can just sit down with a nice warm blanket, watch TV, and I don't have to worry or think about something else. Like when the day is done, like there's some days where you sit down and go, oh my gosh, I got nothing on my to-do list done. And so your mind is still racing. But then there's those days where you can check them all off. I did that, I did that, I did that. And then you can just sit and relax and just be so happy for yourself. And, oh, okay, today was a great day. I like that feeling.
Okay, beautiful. So yeah, so when you're in those stressors, like for example, you are going to get in the car to work and it's all about finances and numbers and things. So and then you have a relaxer that is paying your bills. It's like, how would it feel for you if you thought about paying your bills, that amazing emotion or bodily sensations
Yeah.
while you're driving to work?
Yeah. I
It's
can do
like
that.
this drive and getting there and getting all the things that I need to do will help me feel what I would like to, like the sensation of paying my bills.
Hmm.
So attach that sensation of paying your bills with the drive in your car.
Yeah, because literally that's the only real issue I have, because once I drive either to or from and I get where I'm going and I take a few minutes, let my body settle, I'm fine.
There you go. So attach that sensation to the start.
Okay.
Is your start line. You get in the car and you feel yourself paying the bills, right?
Okay. Hmm.
Just feel your way, and that drive is you're moving on to pay the bills. So you're moving, you have to move your
Hmm.
body physically, but your car physically, so that you can get your bills paid for, right?
Yes.
So attaching one with the other, then kind of you're focusing on the end result and not the stressor. And then it's like, oh, you just let it go naturally because you're focused so much on the sensation of paying the bills.
Hmm.
Your relationships are stressors. And the other end, seeing your family happy is what takes the stress out.
Hmm.
So when is it that you feel stressed with your family?
When either we're arguing or don't see eye to eye on something, or one of my kids have done something just stupid, and like I know that it's not going to be a good outcome, but they don't know that yet.
Okay.
That stresses me out.
Okay. The minute you feel you're shutting down and you're focusing on that stress, then immediately feel yourself noticing the happy kids that you want, right? It's like you know exactly how that feels in your body.
Hmm.
And then take a minute, and we're gonna do an exercise right here, right now. So in that moment, when you feel the stress is creeping up, we're going to do the 5-5-7 breathing.
Oh, okay. So, because that was going to be a question I asked you, because I am very proud that I did not message you this weekend when I felt like I was losing my mind and I wanted to run out of the house because I was very fidgety in the middle of my panic attack. I am very proud that I did not message you. So let's say those stressors are coming on and I'm sitting here and all of a sudden the heart starts racing and I get nauseated. This is what you want me to do immediately. Because I had gone to the 4-4-8 breathing because I just cannot hold. And I know you had explained to me about the carbon dioxide and all that and the breathing. So the first step or the first thing that I was doing was going immediately to the 4-4-8 breathing. So was that correct?
Yeah, or you can, yeah, any kind of breathing, but it's what works best for you. But even 5-5-7, what allows you to, it forces you a little bit to hold it so that you expand your capacity. You're
Okay.
stretching yourself and notice that nothing is going to happen. And then you exhale for 7, which is relaxing.
Okay.
So let's try it right now. And that way we can kind of start wrapping it up. So
Okay.
I want you to close your eyes and notice just really quickly how your body's feeling right here, right now. We have been talking for a little while. You're letting go of things, but still notice how you feel. Your cells, your body, your shoulders, your gut. How is that feeling? Is it tight? Is it just kind of notice how it feels right now? And I want you to take a deep breath and you're going to breathe in your nose through the count of 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 7 through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Take another deep breath for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Completely empty. So now breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Take another deep breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale for 7. And do it on your own for 2 or 3 more times. And as you finish, I want you to just notice before you open your eyes, scan your body and notice what differences that you see or you feel. Is your body kind of your heart slowing down? You feel more aware of all your body's sensations. You can kind of see the back of your eyes, like you can see a color. You can smell better. You can feel. You can almost feel your taste buds, what is on your mouth. And you can even feel your butt sitting down. Just notice how all your sensations in your body are tuned up and you can feel all these much more. Even the sense of smell. Try noticing what you smell around right now, what you taste, what you hear, what you listen, what you feel, and the colors that you see. All these beautiful sensations means that your body is alive, and that is beautiful to have a body that feels, sees, hears, and has all those sensations in such tune that makes you feel so good. It means it's in motion. It's just about creating awareness. When you're ready, just take another deep breath. Naturally, exhale naturally, and open your eyes. How do you feel?
Relaxed, better than when I started, because I noticed that a lot of times I struggle taking that deep breath. Even the 4 second, 4 counts in. When I'm really stressed and when something's going on, it is so hard to get and even hold it for 4 seconds. That's hard.
And again, because you're focusing on it's hard, right? But we're letting go of that because you're no longer that person, right? Today
Right.
you made a decision that you're no longer that person. And all this breathing allows you for movement. Remember the sensations that you got right here, right now, after the exercise. So as you're going through your day and you go in your car and you're driving and you're having an attack, go move out and say, it's okay. I can handle this. Move out of the way, take your deep breathing, and then move on. It takes 2 minutes. And it's all about learning to do things differently.
Okay.
Right? But remember your sensations of what you get afterwards. Because that is your trigger. I want you to be triggered by that versus the other. So you mentioned that you were researching relaxation and breathing and meditation. That's fantastic. You move out of researching the panic attack and all your body sensations. Now you're moving on to, oh, what will meditation give me? So yes, if you're gonna do research, I want you to research that.
Okay.
Because you're moving on to a different way of researching.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, so also before each meal, before you eat anything, any bite, I want you to scan your body. And I want you to do a deep breathing exercise before you eat any bite. So it's in such relaxation mode that everything that you put in your body will be well received. And it's like you're inviting every bite to a big party. It's like beautiful because everybody's relaxed. So instead of counting calories, I want you to count your breaths before you eat every bite.
Okay.
And that will relax your nervous system so that you can increase the calories intake. So if you can drink your whole smoothie in the morning, that will be fantastic. But don't force it down. Just allow it to come in as you go.
Right.
Right? And that way you will increase your calorie. That will increase your energy, will increase your motivation to eat, to move your body. And you're starting to do all those good things that you want, right? So what are your action steps for this? What do you think are your action steps?
To do the affirmations that I wrote down 3 times a day, to do the breathing exercise before I eat food, and to exercise, do something every day.
Okay, beautiful. Those 3 things. And when you're doing those exercise or you're going out for a walk, I want you to really tune into all your body sensations. I want you to focus, focus on the trees and also like the texture of the trees. Imagine you're gonna go touch the trees. How does that feel? The breeze or the sun in your back, how does that feel? I want you to tune into all your body sensations. What am I smelling? What am I hearing? What am I seeing? What am I tasting while am I walking or while I'm eating? make it a super sensational experience,
Okay.
right? With
Mhm.
all your senses, because we're inviting all those senses to the party to keep on moving on.
Okay. Got it.
Sounds good?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is part of it. And yeah, how do you feel?
I feel good. I feel motivated that I can do these things.
Yeah. And what are you taking away? Exactly this.
Um, I'm taking away that it's time to move on. Now is the time.
Mm-hmm. Now is the time. Thank you. So what are you gonna do right here, right now, after you finish this call?
After I finish this call, I'm going to make myself something to eat
Yeah.
and start working on that.
Beautiful, beautiful, awesome. Thank you for it so much. I know it's been an hour and a half every time, and like I want to keep it at 1 hour, but it's been very juicy and very good. So yeah,
Yes, thank you.
yeah. So thank you. We'll try to shorten it up a little bit, but I know that this is being very productive for you.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Talk to you soon
All right.
and have
Have
a
a good
great,
week.
great week.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye.